Hey, what is up everyone? It's Rinku, of course, and today we're going to be looking at the January 31st patch notes. On the 31st, we received tons of quality of life updates as well as a new guild boss, but the first thing we're going to look at is the new event. A new challenge, Call of the Moonlight Fragment, has been added. This event will truly be good for the game, however it is another case of RNG. Basically, for every hour of playtime up to 2 hours, you can get a Moonlight Shard, maxing at 2 per day, and this is where the RNG comes in. You have to combine the Moonlight Shard with a memory fragment that you already own. You'll have an RNG chance at obtaining one of these items. So I'm pretty sure you'll at least get your 1 memory fragment back, you could get 2 or 3 back, and you could get another Moonlight Shard back, allowing you to do the whole process over again. All you have to do is simple alchemy, the Moonlight Shard, and the memory fragment to do this, and yeah, you can get 2 chances a day, possibly more if you keep procking it, so it's just an RNG chance at getting more memory fragments, and that's pretty awesome seeing as a lot of players need it, because it's how you get better gear. unless you're just rich and you just buy it, that's a thing. Under class changes for all classes, you can now jump with a Trina Demolition Axe. Also, if you're knocked down while equipping either a matchlock, symbols, by the way, I didn't even know we had symbols in the game. Out of all the instruments I knew we had, I did not know we had symbols. Fishing rod, Trina Demolition Axe, Trina Matchlock, trumpet, and drum. You can hold shift and a directional key, or pressing a directional key twice, and you can evade after being knocked down on the ground. Also, they have the same mechanic where you can now use left click or right click to get up more quickly. So if you don't want to evade left or right or wherever you want to go, you can just simply stand up faster. Now, I'm not too sure how much this left click, right click affects everything and how it works. I'd like to see what you guys have noticed in the game already, because this has already been introduced to other mechanics in the game, but this is like for the life skill weapons. So it's overall a very good update, especially for the Kama Sylvia boss, which matchlocks definitely help there, and it's just another quality of life thing. It's really nice though. Under item changes, an interesting change I noticed was that Gruntle and Rokaba armor sets have been changed from helmet and glove and armor shoe set effects to 2 and 3 set effects. So the whole reason that Heave was like one of the best armor sets and why it was the highly recommended set is because it gave HP, which was very useful for new players and building different armor sets. Just having that extra HP is useful, but also because no matter what piece of boss gear you got, you could replace one piece and still have the full Heave set effect. And other armor sets like Gruntle and Rokaba, if you just replace the glove, you're kind of screwed if you wanted the helmet glove set effect. So this is actually kind of a huge change. It's going to like change the way that we look at Gruntle and Rokaba, and Heave is not going to be, I mean it probably still will be. The Heave helmet is probably the best evasion solo, but Rokaba, the set, gives you more evasion overall. So yeah, it's really interesting. Very interesting change. Also, ship license. This is just a convenient thing, but you can now buy a raft from a fish vendor or wharf manager. And just being able to buy a raft anywhere, I feel like it's just nice. In the game, I mean, you can buy a donkey. You should be able to buy some kind of like log to sail the seas, if anything. So it's kind of cool that you can just buy rafts now and just start exploring. The main content under monster changes is the guild boss Muskin of Madness. So we all know and love Muskin, but it now has a guild boss version. To summon this guild boss, you'll need to exchange 15 Essence of Furies, which you can get from completing the related subjugation quest, whatever that means. So it's pretty exciting to have a new guild boss. I cannot wait to try this with my own guild. And you can obtain, of course, Muskin shoes, but also all 3 of the different Histria Awakened gems. Jin, Bon, and Wan Histrias. So, very cool overall. And it does have some unique mechanics. So, it says you'll need to team up with and help protect the NPC Hakan to defeat the boss together. And it also says it will require significant manpower. That's all I know about Muskin though, so we're gonna go back to the quality of life updates. This next one is pretty crazy. There are daily quests for 4 different life skills. First up, Sailing Experience. The slowest life skill in the game now has 7 new dailies that you can do. Next up, another slow life skill, Farming. Farming is actually a pretty cool life skill. gives you a chance at hard and sharps, and there are now 4 new dailies you can do to raise that level and gather and just make farming even faster. It's just nice. Then we also have gathering. Now this is pretty crazy. There are 5 different options for each different territory. So you can pick one of 5 per territory per day. So you can do 1 quest in every territory, meaning 4 dailies every day, and you have a choice of 5 different ones in each territory. So there's a lot of options there. And lastly, cooking experience. Looks like there's just straight up 6 new cooking dailies, ranging from apprentice to artisan. So that is pretty crazy. Tons of dailies, tons of new ways to get life skill experience, and it's just cool to see in the game, like something to actually do with these life skills. Lastly, I want to look at a few more quality of life updates under interface changes. The first one, you can now see set effects on the bottom of your equipment window. All the set effects of all your gear, whatever is currently applying to your character, it'll actually show you. And this is also where the Alchemy Stone auto use checkbox used to be. So it's just right there. The Alchemy Stone checkbox is just right next to the Alchemy Stone now. It's all good, and it's just more information to the player, and that's really awesome. The other thing is a new feature, Quick Hotkey, has been added, and I have to go set these up right after this recording because this actually sounds really amazing. You can set up quick hotkeys, if I can say that, Alt plus anything that you want, that I'm assuming that you set it to, for frequently used features such as recharging alchemy stones, opening maid storage, opening maid marketplace, find a certain NPC, check in all pets, take out certain pet groups, install campsite, and remote collect campsite. So all those things could be a click of a button instead of actually having to go through the annoying UI and actually move your mouse and click different things to navigate to stuff. You can just have it on your keyboard, Alt something, and it just instantly does that. That's so amazing. And I think that's most of all the exciting things. I always forget something, but hopefully we covered all the awesome things. Those are all the things that I'm looking forward to in this update. So I guess this is the part where I talk about the Nefart campsite. For $50, you can get a permanent version of every campsite accessory. The shop is just like the normal shop, however, because it's permanent, you don't have to spend 14 mil every single week. You can buy any potion you want, and also buy gold bars, however, you still cannot sell anything to it, and you can't buy or turn in Marnie stones to it. So there are going to be several situations where you'll still need to go to a town to go to a certain NPC instead of talking to this shop. That also leads me into the next item, the anvil. You can get a permanent version of the anvil, which is nice, however it does cost 10 times the normal cost to repair an item, and once again, if you're going to need to turn in Marnie stones or sell things to a vendor, you might as well just repair at a town instead of spending 10 times the cost. However, it is nice because building your own anvil in-game that expires is actually pretty difficult, and no one wants to do that. So if you are at a remote location where repairing your gear is very necessary, it could be a very useful thing. The last item, the storage container, it's just a storage container. I mean, I'm sure it has its uses. I don't really know what would be amazing about it, but it's just there. However, the whole convenience factor of this, the whole reason that there is the pay-to-win version, the Nefart campsite, is because if you get this version, you can buy villa buffs wherever you set up this campsite. You still have to buy a villa buff invitation for the same cost, and you still have to buy the villa buffs for the same cost. However, when you buy the villa buffs, you can buy them at your campsite. So if you're gonna node war every single day or something, you don't have to go to the villa every single day all the way in Shikatsu or whatever villa you're going to. You can use it at your campsite. And the other thing is that the life skill, the combat EXP villa buffs for grinding, you can now use. Instead of having to go across the world all the way to Valencia and then pretty much only having 3 hours of the buff, so you probably don't want to spend an hour traveling somewhere else, you can set up your campsite in, like, let's say Kama Sylvia, and use villa buffs in Kama Sylvia and not have to travel across the world to get these buffs. And of course, the shop itself does have some extra buffs, so you can stack on either 10 AP to monsters or 10% skill XP from the shop, plus the villa buffs, and you just have a lot of convenience there and a lot of buffs that you didn't have access to before. Of course, I don't agree with spending a lot of real life money in order to get a buff you couldn't practically get any other way in the game. For example, you would not be able to grind for 10 hours plus with villa buffs up at all times in Sylvia because you would have to travel somewhere to get the villa buffs without the Nefart campsite. This basically allows you to travel outside of Valencia and keep the buffs up at all times, which was not previously possible. However, I do feel like this really only appeals to players that are planning on grinding for several hundreds of hours, so the people that do want it may think it's actually worth it. I personally think that the price is pretty steep, but I mean, it's there, I don't know. And it wouldn't be a cash shop review if we didn't look at the most sickest looking set in the entire fucking game. The Doomsday Weapon and Outfit Premium Set for the Warrior. This is just by far the coolest thing I've ever seen. Also, every single patch notes for the past month has just been every player linking a picture of this and just asking when. And here it is, it's here, it's in game right now, it's so fucking sick. God damn. And of course, we also have the Frostbite sets for several classes, probably all of them. I'm not gonna double check. But because the Doomsday is so cool, I don't really know who's gonna care about these. I mean, they don't look too crazy. It's just like a frosty plate armor set. If you're into that, if you want to dye that something, if you're gonna go for something crazy, I mean, it's there. It's kind of cool. But let's go back up to this crazy fucking Doomsday outfit one more time. It's just insane. And now we're gonna look at it in game. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. I love you guys. Goodbye.